How you doing there, Gold Aztec? Hey there, Clear Lake. How you doing, Nickel Stacking? How you doing, brother? Getting everything all set up. Hey, could you hear that music I was playing in the background? I don't know if it worked or not. There you go, Nickel. No audio? How about now? Is it? Hey, Lucky Star, can you hear me now? I'll get my camera on here in a minute. Can you hear me? Clear Lake, it sucked. I did. I thought we'd have a good talk. Rocky, no audio or visual. Can you hear me now, Sin City? I had it in mute. Oh, that's good. That's good, Lucky Star. That is good. Okay. Yeah, I just haven't turned my camera on yet. So we'll 5 of 5. I like it. I like it. Cool, cool. Yeah, I figured that'd be a good topic to talk about tonight. I figured it'd give people. Hey, Mark B, how you doing, brother? Thanks for coming. Did Nickel Stacking? There's my stream right there, link, so you can come on up. What's going on there, Mr. Nickel?
You there?
Yes, sir. I'm here. You betcha. I'm fixing to start my camera here in a minute. I've been trying to make a drink and do some typing and do some other stuff.
I wonder if Barb will show up today.
I don't know.
We gotta have her. We need her to come up to tell us how the debate went.
That's why I did this topic, because it's fresh on our minds, and we'll see what happens. Hey, Long Live Coins, thanks for coming. You're welcome to come up if you want to come up. Long live.
Now, guess what? Trump,
What?
They're projecting Trump to win Virginia, which I thought he would all along, New Hampshire, all of Maine, and Minnesota. He's going to win Minnesota. If they leave him, I believe Jill told him, don't drop out, don't you drop out. And they want him out. Obama tried to get him to get out. They're going to send him down to Dallas to take care of this situation because he don't want to get out.
Well, you know, you have to think about that. For some reason that they decide to try and get him out of there. Hey, Tom, how you doing? Cool. Good to see you. Hey, your package should be there or on its way. If you think about it, they've already had the primaries, and the Democrats have already voted or for him and want him to be their nomination. And if they take him out, can you imagine how many Democrats that want him to be there are going to get mad at their own party because that's not the people's choice? You know what I mean?
Well, he wasn't the people's choice last time. He got
you know what I mean.
He got put in last time, and this is what happens when you appoint a president and not elect him. And we're going through this problem now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I got to be careful what I say. I don't want to get this thing a strike or anything, So you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I'd say the CEAT word all the time. I haven't gotten in trouble yet.
Oh, is that right? Okay. So I just ever since they took that one video down because I was talking about different things about what were being taken, and I never mentioned a word, but Silver Patriot said he'll say it. Yeah, they put me in YouTube jail. That's right, Nickel. I mean, Mark. Yeah, yeah, they took the whole video down. It was a video too that I worked on, and they took it down because I was giving bad medical advice.
We might have to bring Lucky Star up because we'll have to ask her about the debate and who won.
Lucky Star's welcome to come up. Let me put another link up here, and we'll put it in the. If anybody else wants to come up, so I'm
already up here right there next to you.
Yeah, Clear Lake's here. Can you see Clear Lake, Mr. Nickel?
Yeah, I see a lake.
Yep,
It don't look clear though.
No, if I go on past the filamentous algae here on the edge, then it's clear. But it's hard to keep the edge of the pond clean because I'm surrounded by forest. I can't keep the forest in the fall out of the pond. But I'm feeding. I got my duties this time of the night, and so I'm feeding the fish. But I came up. I won't stay. Nickel, I wanted to ask you. I went to the bank and moved some funds around. And while I was there, I bought 2 rolls of, I didn't buy, I traded for 2 rolls of $50, 10 rolls of pennies, 2 rolls of dimes, and 5 rolls of nickels. Well, I ended up getting 4 2023, not intended for circulation Kennedys, in each one of the 50-cent rolls. But the thing, and I got 5 wheats, and about 1/3 of the other pennies were all coppers. But the crazy thing was in the nickels, I had 40s, I had 50s, I had 60s, I had 70s, I had 80s, I had 190. We're talking 90, 91, 92, 190 out of the bunch. And the 40s to the 80s almost match for count-wise for what was in for the 2000s.
Yeah, because
I just thought that was pretty nuts. But then I figured maybe it's because I'm so rural, and my bank gets the 50 centers out of St. Louis from the Fed, and they're rolled there. If they end up getting any from the businesses and the people when they bring them in, then they roll them. But all their small change, quarters, nickels, dimes, and pennies, are all circulated from the area. They don't get them from the Fed. They're rolled there. But I was just wondering, you think because I'm so rural, I don't know how rural you are, but that all those old nickels were in there?
Well, I sound rural, but I'm not so too rural.
Yeah, well, I'm 10 miles. I'm 10 miles from gas and food and 30 miles from a Walmart. That's how rural I am.
I just don't think they make very many new nickels.
Yep. Well, that's the thing is there's lots of shields. Lots of shields. I had 120-24 in there. I had a 23, 3, I think 2023 nickels. I've got 3 2024 nickels, but a friend of mine I did a video on, an older guy, well, older than me anyway, that had an arrowhead collection, and I go morel hunting with him. He's involved with the veterans in that, and they sent him one of those little veteran things, and it had 3 brand new 2024 nickels in it. He gave them to me. So that's how I got mine. Nobody around here has seen any at all yet.
You got no war nickels?
Well, I've got war nickels, yeah, but the only reason I found a war nickel last year or the year before in the change, I got change in that at the IGA. But all the other war nickels that I have, I either bought those when I started collecting like coins in the 90s, or I bought them off of eBay like in the early 2000s. So other than that, I haven't gotten any in my change, and I haven't consistently bought rolls. I just felt like blowing $65 and spending the afternoon because it was so damn hot digging around through change after going through the bank. And It's just the Nichols thing surprised me. I was just, missing a whole decade of Nichols. Just it didn't seem right. And then having almost, like $4 worth of Nichols being from 1980 and earlier just was kind of a shock. So
Yeah,
just curious to see what you would think about that. I'll probably go to the bank next week and get some more Nichols, though.
Yeah, well, it's a wonder you don't get a whole roll of war nickels. Then
Well, that's what I did is I bought five. I traded for 5 rolls of Nichols. That's the whole thing about the volume. I haven't sorted through them, and I hunt pennies, but geez, even 10 rolls of pennies for me to look at them properly, man, it could take me days.
Let me ask you this. What kind of fish you got in that there lake?
I've got regular bluegill. There's some red ear in here. I've got black and white crappie. They don't really reproduce well, but they're in here. I've got largemouth bass, and I stocked like 4 years ago 50 6-inch catfish and 10 1-foot catfish, but I've never caught one by accident, and I haven't even ever tried actually fishing for them.
And you probably got a snapping turtle or two, you just don't know it.
Well, if you watch my videos, I haven't posted how that ends up, but the geese, pretty much stay here until they can fly, and then they leave and they don't come back until spring. But I had 2 snapping turtle attacks, I don't know, over the course of 3 weeks. And the second one, people are like, why don't you video it? Yeah, like, really, I got time for this? I'm out here working on a lawnmower, putting new blades and a belt on, and I hear the geese just going insane. I walk out here, and I see one of the young ones constantly getting pulled underwater, and the gander's just going nuts. Well, the turtles just swim up from the depths, follow around behind, grab one by the leg, and just tire them out until they pull them under. Yep. So I jump in a rowboat, which is upside down, so it doesn't have water in it. The oars are get in the water. I go out there. I'm trying to get the turtle to let go with the oar, but I'm getting, what's happening is I'm helping drown the goose because he won't let go. So I stuck the oar in between the turtle and the goose, and he only had her by, like the goose by the tip of its toe. So I figured if you got to give up a toe to save your life, that ain't such a bad deal. So I lifted him up. I had the turtle on one side and the goose hanging over on the other, and I'm waving him around trying to get him to let go, and he did. And when he did, he let go and he landed in the damn boat. And this was not a little turtle, and he knew who was messing with him, and so he charges me. He's going to attack me, and I'm crapping my pants. So I take the oar and I keep hitting him with it. I shove him around. I turn him around so he's facing away from me, and I wedge him underneath the back seat. I sit on the oar so he can't get out, and I paddle back to land with the one oar, and then I wedge the oar in there so he can't get out, at least I think. I go in the house to get the shotgun, and told the wife, the goose went ahead and swam back to shore, but that poor thing's exhausted, and they want to do their little... Huh?
Did that snapping turtle look like have a Biden face on it?
No, his cheeks weren't sagging. He didn't have like a triple neck or anything. But but put it this way, his legs were as thick as a large broiler's thighs on a chicken. That was, let's just say the turtle is no more, but he wasn't no more at that time. By the time I came out with a shotgun, he had gotten himself unstuck and climbed. That's how big he was. Climbed out of a 12-foot V-haul boat.
Wow.
Well,
did you put a hole in the boat?
Did he at least blink his eyes?
Well, come on. I'm a country boy, Next morning I got up. I took 3 empty milk jugs because we keep them for water, haul water out to the chickens because they've got full run of the orchard. And put up 3 bottle jugs, caught me a bluegill, and chopped it all up and put it in there. And by that night, he was like the headless horseman, if you know what I mean. So
that's good.
Let's talk.
But there's probably more. There's they're like mice, You have one. There's probably 10. Who knows?
Well,
But,
you know, they make good soup. You know, they make good soup.
The debate.
Okay, one at a time, you guys. Yes, I know they make good
You
soup.
watch the debate, Clear Lake.
Yes.
What?
Go ahead.
We got people in here that are getting anxious about knowing. What did you think about it?
What did I do? What?
The
No,
debate.
what did you think about it? What was your perspective of the debate?
My perspective? Yeah, because I can't see the chat.
Right.
I should have swiped the wife's phone, then I could do both. I expected it to be like that the whole way. I'll be straight up. I voted for Trump the last 2 times. I voted Democratic. I voted for Jimmy Carter. I was a Democrat until I owned my own business. And then my whole attitude about everything started changing around because I didn't look at things like I did before. And so I don't own my own business anymore. I'm, pretty much freelance in life. But
so how do you feel about Biden telling everybody that he conquered Medicare or beat it?
How I feel about it is after I was done laughing, the wife and I are making comments about the whole thing. My whole opinion on the whole thing right now is things are going exactly as I figured they would. I think anybody that doesn't see what's been going on here for months isn't really paying any attention. They knew they had to get rid of him. They put him in. They didn't expect him to fall apart so fast. I mean, this agenda isn't, he may be okay with this agenda, but we know how this is all working. And now they had to put him on display and hamstring him so that everybody could see exactly what they're dealing with. They may be stuck with their investment.
That's how I feel about it, because VNZ's already gone through the primaries and he is a people's choice on the Democrat side and people want him.
Yep.
If they take him out, and I would love to hear Barbara's comment, if the Democrats take him out after the primaries, how would you feel, Barbara? I feel like most Democrats would be mad at that because that's not what they had voted for after the primaries. And so I think it'd be a bad move on the Democrats to pull him out now. Even if they put Michelle Obama in there, it would be it'd be a disaster. Could you imagine that? Or there's a couple of people talking about the governor of Michigan. What's her name? Whitmer or something like that. Put her in there instead. Hey, Sal, how you doing?
Lord have mercy.
You want to come up? Do what now?
I said, Lord have mercy. Don't put it.
That's who they're talking about. Yeah, that's who they're talking about is putting the governor of Whitmer in there and the governor of Pennsylvania, one of those two. And
Barbara says he just had a bad night. He's had a bad couple of years. He's had a bad couple of years, if you ask me.
Well, see, Barbara, that's how I feel. I don't think they'll remove him either because I think it'd be a disaster for the Democratic Party to do that. And so, Sal, there, I put the link in there, Sal. So if you want to come up, you're more than welcome to chat about it. And so, the chat's moving pretty fast. I don't know how long. I'll put it back in there if you want to come up. But yeah, I think it's a disaster. For some of the things that Biden said, because it seemed like when Biden first started his debate, it seemed like he was doing pretty good. He was being conscious and answering. But as the debate went on, he started getting worse and starting to lose his train of thought and stuff like that and stutter. So I think it was
he didn't blink. For some reason he couldn't blink or something. I don't know what's wrong with him. And his mouth was open all the time, and he just looked around. He kept looking over to the side. I think Jill was over there.
Right. Are you here, Sal?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I don't see your actual avatar, but I mean that's kind of like I didn't know if it came or not. So
yeah, I don't see it there either. But I mean, I'm here. It's me.
That's okay.
I promise.
We don't need to see your avatar as long as we can hear your voice.
It's not a cheap fake. I promise. I like
It's a voice that is heard worldwide.
that. Good to see Clear Lake. I love that. That's cool. That really is a clear lake. I can almost see the bottom of it.
Well, the thing is Nico was looking too much at this,
Oh boy, yeah.
but it's like I said, I'm surrounded by forest. You know,
Oh,
it's an
wow.
acre and a half pond. I have
Beautiful.
fields on the other side of the trees over there, about
Right.
maybe 4 or 5 acres worth. But yeah, in the fall, most of the forest ends up in the pond, and we used to swim in it. But I guess I'm about $4,000 short of being able to buy the biomedic stuff that eats the muck and everything. You go swimming in the pond, that's fine. You go out in the center and swim, and it's all fine. But if you got to wade to and from shore, it's pretty mucky and muddy, and you know,
Right.
it smells swampy. But so we had about a good 30 years of swimming in it. Now, I guess if I had a raft or something, you know, it'd be all right. But
There you go. Well, it's beautiful, beautiful area.
we've had some snapping
Excuse me.
turtle issues here, so
boy.
skinny dipping probably would not be a good idea.
Right. Yeah, no,
Yeah, they're-
that's cool. And good
They're
to see
waiting
you,
on him. Them
Nickel.
snapping turtles. They're waiting on him now. He killed their
Yeah.
cousins.
Oh, there you go. Wow. Yeah. Well, anyways, yeah. Well, good. Yeah, it was an interesting debate. I will say it's been interesting to see how the campaign and the media have switched. I mean, I watched the debate on CNN, and as soon as it stopped, there's John King saying it's over for Biden. They're trying to find, I hear a crackling sound. Do you all hear that?
I hear that.
That was probably whatever you heard. That was me moving the fish's food bucket off the bench.
Oh,
I was
Anyway.
feeding fish before you got here, so.
Oh, okay. All
can,
right.
you, can you mute it so it don't? There we go. Now you can talk, Sal.
All right. So, anyways, so John King says there is panic in the Democrat Party, and they're everybody's and all the networks, even MSNBC, is talking about how they're going to get together to try to figure out what to do and maybe try to replace Biden. The Drudge Report has 72% think that Biden should be replaced. That is just one prediction that I made quite a while ago. I think that they're going to eventually put Michelle Obama in there. She's the only one that could beat Trump. And I still think they're panicking, but they're trying to backtrack. The drugs have kicked in for Biden. The next day, the rally, he was yelling and screaming. It's like, I'm going to get back up or whatever, you know, and saying the thing. They had $27 million in fundraising after the debate. And so they're trying to recover from it. And they're already trying to spin this. But it's been very interesting because I heard a little bit what you're saying, Rocky, that, you know, that it wouldn't be fair. It wouldn't be very democratic, would it? Because they went through
No,
a
it would
primary
not.
process. He's
I
got
think
enough.
it'd make them mad.
What's that?
I think it'd make a lot of Democrats mad because they voted for him during the primaries to be, you know, to try and be the president, and they remove him and put somebody else in there. They'd have a lot of mad Democrats, you know.
But here's the only thing about that I will say that an argument against that is that the guy who ran against him, he wasn't on all the ballots for all the states. I even forget his name, some congressman from Michigan or something like that. And you had him, and then you had Kennedy Jr. You had RFK Jr. And they basically shut them out. But even so, where they were, Biden was still getting a lot of the votes. At least that's what we think, right? So I don't know. So this is very interesting. But I think that since there wasn't much of an opposition, there was not much of a competition during the primaries. So I think that's going to give them the out to replace him. Because there really wasn't much, and they have the superdelegates.
Yeah.
See, that's what they're doing. The Democrat Party has superdelegates, which worked against Bernie Sanders in 2016 and in 2020.
And Hillary.
And Hillary.
Yeah.
Yep. And so I think that is, see, that's why we call it the Democrat Party, not the Democratic Party, because there's really not much democracy going on there.
Exactly. I agree.
And so he's going to be replaced. So they're going to replace Biden. Mark my words. He's not going to make it to the convention. He will not make it to the convention.
Now, who
I
do
agree.
you think who do you think they'll replace him with?
Michelle Obama.
I'm going to
Let-
say
See,
Newsom.
that,
Let me tell you why. The media, here's what's been going on. The Obamas moved to D.C. as soon as Barack
Mhm.
Obama left office. They moved to D.C. Well, they have houses everywhere, but anyways, they moved to D.C. What president does that after leaving office? They're pulling the strings. Susan Rice and all of the pundits left over from the Biden administration. This is Obama's third term, essentially. And what have we heard from Michelle Obama since they left office? She likes her private life. She enjoys doing the thing. She doesn't want to be a part of public life. That's the spin. They're spinning this. But in reality, I think she could probably live with it or without it, but she is not probably against running for president. So what will they do at the convention? They're going to say, well, I've been they're going to draft me, and I don't really want to do it, but I will sacrifice my life, my private life, for the sake of the country. She's going to be seen as this knight in shining armor, or nitrous, whatever the female equivalent to a knight is, to save the country from Trump, because Trump is against democracy, and he's a Nazi. He quotes it. They've demonized Trump so much. They're going to do anything and everything they can to prevent a Trump presidency. She's the only one that can save the country, according to them, and that can beat Trump. Now, Trump had a rally in Virginia, in Chesapeake, Virginia, and referenced a poll. I looked it up because sometimes Trump, sadly, will emphasize things or exaggerate over, and he says that, they're not going to replace Biden because nobody else can beat me anyway. And there is a poll, and he even mentioned, even Michelle Obama can't beat me. I went and looked it up. There's a Newsweek poll that actually says Trump is right. But the problem with that poll, it has Trump 50% to 47 with Michelle Obama. But that poll was from November to February, November of 23 to February 2024. And at that time, none of these other candidates are going to be running. It's not reality. So those are all hypothetical polls. We don't know what they're at today. I guarantee you the only one who can beat Trump is Michelle Obama. And yes.
But you have a man named Kennedy, and he's draining a lot of votes away, and a lot of the independents will go for him. So I think Kennedy's the factor. I think he's the one that's going to ruin it for him.
Well, that's right.
I agree with you.
He's an independent right now. He's running as an independent, and unless they were to get him and draft him as the nominee, or they could get Gavin Newsom or Gretchen Whitmer. I mean, those are really your choices. Gretchen Whitmer from governor of Michigan, but they all have baggage. They all have things, but the media will cover all that stuff. The media can spin all of that stuff, and people will believe it. They're younger. Michelle Obama is younger. Gretchen Whitmer is younger. Gavin Newsom is younger. And so I think, but Biden he's done. He's toast. He's not going to last. He had a good night at that rally, but tomorrow's a new day. Every single day they're going to, they can't hide it any longer. The cat's out of the bag, just like they're on Clear Lake screen. Yeah. The cat's out of the bag and running around in the yard.
Yeah, but they didn't inject him. It don't look like to me they gave him anything to help him.
Right. Yeah, I don't think they did. Or it came too late. It came a day later. Jacked Up Joe came the next day.
Well, he was pretty good when he first got there. I thought he was being pretty right on. Hey, Sterling Cannabis, I thought he was pretty right on when he first started. I thought, well, he might give Trump a battle there on the debate, but he kind of fell off the wagon, Yeah,
within 5-6 minutes, it was pretty evident.
Exactly.
And they were panicking. Yeah.
They have had to cock up some kind of concoction for him and give him so he could even pre the 6 or 10 minutes that he was there. So
yeah, it was sad. And the thing is, that's the problem. How could they nominate a guy who is knowingly senile? I mean, it's obvious. It's been obvious for years. I mean, it's just
Right,
only gotten
right,
worse.
right.
It's insane. How can somebody like that have their finger on the nuclear button? Look at what our enemies are saying. I mean, or look at what they're doing. Look at what could happen. Trump literally had to say at his speech at Chesapeake, enemies of America, Russia, Iran, China, North Korea, do not do anything in that 5-month period, or don't do anything now. I mean, we're the weakest. You think about it, the president has to make a decision. It's up to the president. If there's a nuclear strike that has to be taken, he's got to decide what to do. He's got to be cogent. He's got to be clear. He's got to be concise. He can't do it. No way Biden can do it. Somebody else is pulling the strings. Somebody else is.
He could have 7 minutes
Right.
to make
That's
his mind
right.
up.
Yep.
It'd take him 7 minutes to get into the room to even there's what's going on.
Exactly.
And that worries me. I mean, he's
Yeah.
so incoherent,
Right. He should not have run in 2020. And the thing is but that shows you how powerful the Democrat establishment is.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
And,
I heard-
and how
I heard
they
him
prop up.
One said one time, we appreciate the Democrats that vote, but they don't decide who we pick. We decide who we pick. And
Right.
that's they do them super delegates.
Yep.
And that's it. So it's just a exercise.
Yeah. And see, the thing is we thought Trump thought, well, hey, we're going to have our convention in July. I'm going to announce the vice president candidate there. Well, I tell you what, the Democrat convention is going to be a lot more interesting. It's going to be a lot more interesting to see what happens, how that plays out there. Now, I mean, my feeling about Michelle Obama, I know that's kind of crazy and wild, but I think she really is the one that has the best chance, and they don't want to take any chances with Gavin Newsom. Especially with the stuff that's come out now, that there's now footage of him, apologizing for sleeping with somebody back in the day. That video is out there. You've got, and by the way, there's video that's come out of Biden calling our troops to their face bastards, to their face.
Yes.
It's not a deep fake. That's a real video of him saying, applause, you bastards.
Well, Michelle, Michael, whatever she is, he is, or it is. She don't have any baggage, so she don't have as much baggage as the others.
That's right.
Really got
That's
no
right.
record that you can criticize her with.
Well, think about her. She is likable. She is intelligent. She's not been a politician before, but she's been next to a politician, and I know that she's been a part of policy, and she's with Obama, and she's respected. She could beat Trump. I hate to say it, but I wouldn't vote for her, but she could beat Trump.
Well, with some help, she might.
With some help, yeah. With some help, she might, yeah.
And that's just it. And you know what we mean. We can't say it out here because we don't want to get Rocky Superstar in trouble. But you know what I'm.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you got to be careful, but because they'll ban this thing. I've already had a strike, and they took one of my. Well, it's been over 30 days, but they took one of my videos down.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's just it. That's what they will do. What they will do to win. And the thing is this what's happening here. The 25th Amendment could be utilized in a strategic way here, because you do not want to have the incumbency of Kamala Harris. She is no one wants her as president, and she's her political career is done after this. So they've got to get Michelle in there. And
no one wants her to be VP.
One wants her to be VP, much less president. Yeah, exactly. So they have to be very strategic about this. They're negotiating behind the scenes, but you got to get through Jill too, Jill Biden.
Oh man, that's a problem.
She's the one that really wants to keep Joe in there, but everybody knows it. And now you've got Joe Scarborough, who 3 months ago was saying this is the best I've seen Biden. And now the day after the debate, he's like, you got to resign, Joe. That's the kind of thing we're looking at. The gaslighting is through the roof. The methane gas coming out of the media and the Democrats is enough to cause global warming 3 times over. It's insane. But yeah, that's what we're dealing with. So they will They will do this, and it will likely, a lot of that's happening behind the scenes. We're hearing mixed messages right now. They pulled in $27 million. But you think about that, $27 million after the debate that went to the Democrats, that's not going to Biden. That's big money coming through going to who is going to replace Biden. And Seth Shepard
Yeah,
says,
that's true. That's true.
Seth Shepard is saying he can still see Trump winning. I hope he's right. I really do. But I'm just trying to be as realistic as possible. And that's kind of where we're at. It's insane. It's insane what's going on in this country.
Right.
With this
It
guy.
I was surprised they went through with the debate. That was my main. I'm like, are they really going to go through with this?
Yeah, and they did. I mean, I think it was one of those things. They did it so early so that they knew they would have time to deal with this. Is the earliest they've ever had it. So they gave him
exactly.
We're giving you one more chance. We'll give you one more chance, Joe, and this is it. Can you debate?
He can't talk.
He had trouble even thinking and getting words out there after the first 10 minutes. He was having issues.
Right.
And then when I think my favorite thing was when he said he beat Medicare. He battled it and destroyed it or something like that.
Yeah. He beat Medicare. And then Trump said, yeah, you're right. You did beat it to the ground because that's what you did to Social Security as well. And everything
exactly.
else. That was a pretty good comeback. But I will say I'm a little frustrated with Trump too, because he could have answered some questions more directly, but that's Trump. He typically, if he doesn't want to answer a question and he wants to talk about something else, he will, even if an important question was asked. But look at what CNN did too. CNN never challenged Trump, never challenged him. That is telling. And they also showed both Biden and Trump, their reactions to each other. And you see Biden staring out into space. And
yep, that was true.
It almost looked like drool was going to be coming out of his mouth. I mean, it was insane. But Trump did fight back on the Charlottesville comments, that's so easily proven. Even Snopes, which is a very biased organization, said that the Charlottesville comments was ridiculous. That was debunked. That was completely taken out of context. We knew it at the time. All you have to do is watch or read the transcripts of what happened, what Trump said during that. And the same thing with the bloodbath comment. So easily disproven. This is how nasty these people are. These people are Trump is right. They're sick. They're sick in the head that they do this. They go to this level to gaslight and to take words out of context. It's absolutely insane. And so this is why one of the reasons why I'm a Trump fan, even though I don't like some of the way he says some things, the fact that he's fighting them and will tackle them head on is incredible. And here's the thing too, the RNC is now run by a partnership. I forget Mike something and Laura Trump, and they are on it. They are on it now. They are in complete cohesive direction with the Trump campaign. And as one unit, they are unified. They weren't like that in 2020, even though the 2020 convention was good, and the messaging was great, but they weren't fully in line with Ron and McDaniel. But now with this partnership, it's a really good thing.
These two, they'll try to win at least.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. Yeah,
and they'll give money to the right ones. They'll give money to ones that they're going to win no matter what. They'll give them more money than in a close race where it might make the difference. And I think that's the difference here. They'll play to win.
And you're seeing more and more Trump endorsees winning elections now. This is good.
But this was the worst debate, a performance by a person since the debate when the guy from Texas, the millionaire, Perot, his vice president. Remember?
Stocksdale, Admiral Stocksdale. Who am I? Why am I here? Who am I? Why am I here?
I was asking, why are you?
Yeah, that's right. Yep, exactly. Yeah, it's crazy.
It really is. It really is. And was there any other things that Biden said that was out of context that changed the live stream title to Salivate Metals Uncensored?
Sorry.
Did you see that, Sal?
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I'm probably talking too much. I apologize.
No, that's fine. I thought it was funny, but did you happen to have any other what Biden was talking about? Why he's doing what, or his answers, or
One of the
anything else?
biggest lies that is undisputed is he said that no American service people died during his administration. Tell that to the 13 soldiers who died as a result of this disastrous withdrawal from Afghanistan. I think that was a ridiculous lie that was so obvious. The other one I'm not so sure about the drugs, the insulin, or the lower cost for the drugs.
That was a diabetic
that's
drug.
Trump's.
Yeah,
That's Trump.
Trump started it, but did he only do it with one company, and then Biden did it with the other companies?
I'm not for sure on that, but I mean,
Yeah.
Trump did make it easier to get treated for cancer.
Right. Yeah. And right to try and things like that. But I think that Trump set the wheel in motion with the one company to lower drug cost to cap them. But I think that Biden may have won that on a technicality if he got other companies to do it. I don't know. I just don't know about that one.
But like Trump says, have you ever fired anybody?
Right. Exactly.
exactly.
Yeah.
And he
No,
start firing himself. Look in the mirror and say you're fired.
right. I agree with
Exactly.
that. He should do
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
That is funny. Yep, exactly. And I just I cracked up when he said that. Then he was calling him I thought was funny. He was calling him a convict, that he was or a felon or something like that. And then he turned around and Trump told him that his son was a felon and stuff like that. And
Right.
Going off on that.
And
Yeah.
the golfing. Then they got into it over golf, and he said he could. He said he was +6. I go, man, he can't even pick a club up, let alone.
I tell you what, I got to say that was not a good look for either of them to be talking about golfing when Americans are suffering nowadays. You know what I mean? I think that's they shouldn't. Neither of them should have been talking about that. But as far as the lawfare, that's horrible. Because what Trump should have said there is that the third in line at the Justice Department all of a sudden just quit and moved up to to the Manhattan to work for this case for Bragg. That's so obvious. It's the guy from the Justice Department going up there as a liaison, and you know that was rigged when that happened.
Oh, that is so true. It is. I mean, I have never seen the DOJ or the FBI or any of that stuff be so corrupt.
Yeah.
And make up stuff. It's unbelievable.
And there was another lie. Biden said Trump was trying to defund the police. That was a big lie.
Right. Oh, yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep. Well, that's how they gaslight. They're the ones that are defunding the police, but they blame it. They say that we are. That's what they do. And the incoherent babble about illegals coming in and raping sisters and brothers and cousins and everything. It's like that was a really weird statement that Biden said.
Yep, it was. That was. That I agree with you 100%. I like it. When he was sitting there calling Trump a liar, liar. Remind me of a bunch of kids.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And doing that, I just cracked up when he started that. I just like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's crazy, and I think times like that, Trump just needs to talk past Biden and talk to the American people, but it's hard to do because you're there in the room. It's just the moderators, the camera people, and Biden. So you just got you got to do you got to work within that context, but he's got to think about that. There's millions of people watching, and you're really talking to the American people, really both candidates. But when you're debating, it's tough and it's real fixed, and your mic gets turned off. But the other thing about it is he talked about suckers and losers, and when you think about that comment, there's only one source that happened, and that was the guy who's disgruntled, who was fired, and then said, "Well, Trump called soldiers suckers and losers." Of course, you're disgruntled. A disgruntled employee is going to talk bad about their former employer. It's a he said situation. Is that very trustworthy? No, there's no evidence that was ever said. And then go ahead.
I also think Trump did a good job reaching out to Hispanics and Black Americans, by saying these illegals are going to take your jobs. I thought
Right.
that was very effective. I
Yeah.
thought he did good.
Yep.
good.
I think so too. But the thing is Trump is not very articulate, and unfortunately, he said the comment "black jobs," and they're taking to running with that, saying that they're lower, lesser jobs, and only blacks would take. That's how they're interpreting it, and that's all over the internet now. And they're accusing him being a racist on that. And I wish Trump would have been more careful with his words, even though we know that's not what he meant. It's taken out of context, but that's
Yeah,
not how they're
He
trying
should
to.
He should have said Black Americans, and he didn't.
Right.
Right.
And I saw that. I heard as soon as he did it, I said, "Oh, he should have phrased that different."
Yeah, they're going to get him on that. Yeah.
Yeah, they will. Anything that he could say out of context, they're going to crucify him on that.
Oh yeah.
you know?
Yep.
And that
exactly.
is so true. That is so true. And it's really crazy about some of the stuff. But I have to give it out to CNN. CNN did not try, and they were. I felt like they were pretty good about giving each one the time to stuff instead of cutting each other off. And I don't think they cut Biden any slack or Trump. They were pretty even. I thought they did a good job.
But Rocky, there's a reason for that.
Yeah,
There's a reason for
know.
that.
I know.
They were I think partially, they wanted to let Biden fall, and he did, and because they know that Biden can't win.
Yes,
They can't,
I agree.
He can't. Well, unless if it's too big to rig. They don't want a too big to rig situation. They want to have it close, if you know what I mean. That's all I'll say about that.
Yeah.
I
agree.
that's why this is the beginning of the end of Biden, and they're going to pick somebody else. And I think it's going to be Michelle. But if it's not, if it's really true that she doesn't want to get in there, then Gavin Newsom, they're gonna pump up. They're going to do a hawk tuohy on whoever the candidate is, whether it be Gretchen Whitmer or Gavin Newsom, or I don't know who else. I don't know who else would be who has name recognition.
The governor of Pennsylvania, they were talking about maybe getting in there. He's he's a kind of a candidate or something that they might slip in there. But you know what?
Is that Shapiro? Is that Shapiro?
I believe it is. I believe it is Governor Shapiro. You know who I think they'll put in? I think Whitmer. I think Whitmer
Gretchen
is going to
Whitmer.
be. Yep. And I don't know very many people like her, but that's who I think they might.
Right.
But if they replace Biden, because I think it's going to mistake if they replace him.
Yeah, but will they replace him with a moderate or another far left liberal? Moderate might have a chance to win. A far left liberal, I think the country sees more open borders, more war.
Yeah,
and I think they want a moderate. And I don't know if I know of any moderates are still in the party. I mean, Evan Bayh here in Indiana would be a tough win for Trump. Because
I thought he was out. He's been out for a while, hadn't he? He's not doing anything anymore.
Yeah, he pretty much left the party because they went so hysterically liberal. I mean, to the left. He said, "This party, I can't be here no more."
Yep.
That's
I mean,
true.
I can't think of any other senators who would be interested or who they would pull up for it.
Manchin.
Yeah, Manchin's out too. I mean, he's not. That's what I was thinking. Maybe Manchin, but I'm trying to think of any other senators who have good name recognition that are fairly respected on the Democrat side.
It can't be many because when they vote, only at most you get 6 Democrats to cross over, and I doubt if anybody would even know the names of those 6. So,
and you don't want to lose that seat either. If they're a sitting senator, you don't want to lose that seat. The potential to lose that seat, the power incumbency in the Senate. So it probably wouldn't be. You're stuck with governors at this point, and with name recognition, and that's not going to be too controversial. So I think you're probably right as far as that's concerned. It's probably going to be Newsom or Whitmer. Or maybe Shapiro. I just don't know.
I don't think California governor has got even a chance. So, but I think I'm gonna do a giveaway. Pick a number 1 through 50 this time, Mister. Here's a gold bar that will go out to the winner.
Well, let me ask
And-
you this. Let me ask y'all this: do you think that this convention could end up like Chicago in the late '60s?
You mean with
It
the
could.
riots and stuff like that?
Well, just disruption inside and nobody happy with who they're picking and protests and shouting and
It could
think-
be. But I think the Democrat Party is more united. There's a split right now, but everybody's going to come in line. They can't afford that. I don't think it's going to be a crazy. I think everybody will fall in line by then. Could be wrong, but I think they will.
you know they're projecting Trump to win Minnesota now. It's pink.
Wow.
Yep.
And
Pick
New
a number,
Hampshire.
Sal. Pick a number. Pick the number there, Mr. Nickel.
Okay,
One
let me
through
get this one
50.
in.
Yeah, 1 through 50.
1 through 50.
Just one guess, right? Not can I do 50 guesses?
Just one guess.
Yeah, my guess would be 1-50.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, because the reason why I think it's going to calm down by convention time as far as internally, look at Bernie Sanders. They screwed Bernie Sanders in 2 different elections, and he had a lot of good, strong following. They were not happy, but everybody came together.
All right, we're going to stop this thing and let me get stop out.
You know, if the Republicans did the tactics that Democrats did, we would have a civil war, I think. I think that's why they don't.
Right, yeah.
Hang on just a second. We got somebody just come in.
I got it.
All right, how long? John Pierce just came in, and then I was telling him to pick a number 1 through 50. Let me go through and make sure nobody picked it twice. I gave me a broad. Okay, Mark picked 17. Let's see here.
Clear Lake better watch those snapping turtles.
Yeah, you better watch
They
them.
remember you, man. They remember you.
That's right.
That's why they have to be terminated.
Oh, boy. Right.
They make
Now-
great soup, Clear Lake. Great
They
soup.
I like turtle. It tastes good.
I want turtle soup and make it snappy.
Yeah, very
There you
funny.
go.
I'm totally with Sal. I believe that the whole point from the very beginning for the early debate was to display him in his grandeur so that they had some time. Because I'm thinking, just before they started pushing for this early debate, they saw the road that he was on. And they've
Yeah.
there's
That's why
only
they
so many
took it
months
early.
left,
Yep,
So
yep,
Voting starts
right.
in September, people. Voting starts
Yep.
in September.
yep.
What'd you pick there, Mr. 22?
Okay, here we go. I'm about to show it.
Oh man, 22 again.
Yeah, they should have got the hint. Did you see my picture in there?
Yeah, I saw it. I thought maybe he'd do something different. Let's see here. All right, Eagle Steve 22. Look at that. Eagle Steve won.
Congratulations.
eyes. He saw the
Congratulations.
Eagle Steve, you're on the Steph Seppard hit 22, but you only can do it once. So I missed you, Steph.
Way to go, Eagle Steve. Good job.
Yeah,
Eagle
Seth is from Iowa, so he is big time Iowa Hawkeyes. So he
Nice.
knows
Oh,
Caitlin.
look at that.
I thought they
You
were going
know,
to change their
here-
name to the Iowa Hawksuies.
All right, let's see here. Mr. Eagle Steve, you got my email? Let me put it in there just in case. Email me your address, Eagle Steve.
Well, I'm going to get off here. Thank you guys for letting me pop in and ramble a little bit here. But I appreciate you.
Thank you for coming, Sal. I enjoyed talking about it. I had to talk about the debate because I just thought it was I thought it was crazy what was going on.
Yeah, it was crazy. Definitely. And thank you so much. Appreciate it. Hope you all have a wonderful night.
Sal,
That's
take
great.
care. I want you to know I was there all night, but it's pretty hard with one finger typing to keep up with the chat, and that's why you
Oh,
don't
I
see me in there all the
Oh,
time.
no, I understand, and I appreciate you being there.
I've
brother.
got no
Definitely.
internet out here, no cable, no
Right.
nothing. It's at the mercy of the phone.
Yep, I hear you, brother. Well, it's beautiful out there and enjoy. Appreciate
Well,
you
it's
guys.
finally
You have
not
a good night.
95.
All right. Thank you, guys. Take care. See ya.
Hey, thank you,
Yeah.
Sal.
Thank
you have
you.
a great day. Thanks for
Okay.
coming.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Nickel, it cool off by you yet?
Yeah, actually, it's not bad tonight. It's kind of cool here, so it was.
Yeah,
really hot today.
I'm so used to it being over 90 here, and the humidity. The dew point for the last 2 days was 85 and 86% here, and that is just 97, 98. And I have heat indexes on the other side of the pond here. There's a pole. I don't know if you can see it, but it's got a weather station on it. And because the sun evaporates all the moisture out of the pond, and I get all that St. Louis weather all the time. I have normally, if the humidity's up, the wind's out of the southwest, and the air temperature is like around 95 to 97, I have heat indexes all here because of the pine trees and 120, 127. So it gets pretty rough here when the weather changes like that. But I get used to it. As I'm wearing a long sleeve T-shirt because it's actually chilly next to the pond right now. Won't be Tuesday, and then Wednesday we're back into the 90s again here.
Yeah, but it's like that. It's time to go swimming with the snapping turtles.
Yeah. Well, 4th of July's coming. I'd probably rather like to figure out where they hang out and go get a couple of M250s and a couple of bricks. They can pretty much solve that problem. You guys weren't picking up any wind noise from the microphone, were you?
No, it's good.
That's right. It works pretty good. I've noticed if I'm outside and filming with the phone, I put the earbuds in that came with the Samsung and the mic that's on it, and I lose unless I stand right directly into it. It pretty much handles it, but with the way it's hooked up right now, I can hear myself talking while I'm talking to you, but I can't hear what it sounds like, to you guys. Yeah, fishing's pretty easy here, Nickel. You'd like it. I mean, the pond it's 20 feet deep in the center, so I never have turnover. It's real shallow. I really think most of the time the fish are breeding, making babies, so they've got something to eat all winter.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, red ear a little bit bigger than bluegill, and crappie can get to be a lot of the crappie I see. It's bigger than a red ear, but
I've got they're harder to catch. They've got specific spots during certain times of the year. I've got structure that I put in the pond, and so I know where it's all at. Nobody else does. So if I have guests and they want to catch fish, then we go out in the boat and I say, fish here, and no more line, more line. All right, bounce it up and down, and because if you have kids and you want them to like fishing, my grandson was here for 2 weeks from Britain in the middle of May, and he'd never fished. And he was only 3.5, and boy, all it took was about 10 minutes to get him, shall we say, hooked on that, because they've got to catch fish. Children they've got to catch fish. It's bad enough being an adult and fishing all day and only catching 1 or 2 or nothing. But the kids, if you want to get them interested in it, you got to have them catch fish. So certain times of the year it's tough, but it's.
I think the first time I went fishing, I caught 41 bluegill. I think most which.
Well, if they're biting, then you can just keep hauling them out and hauling them out and hauling them out. Interesting thing, years ago, when I bought this place, 20 acres on one side, and then years later I bought the 20, and the property line went right, not through the center of the lake, but covered the lake. And it's a long story, but we had really big, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pound channel cats in it. And the thing about there that I learned here fishing in the pond was if you catch one, if they're biting, and you let him go back into the pond, the fishing stops. It just stops. It's like he goes back and tells all the fish, man, they're catching us now. Don't bite, don't bite, don't bite. I took a plastic 55-gallon barrel, which aren't really 55 gallons. I think they're 40 or something, and turned it sideways and I used the old fish aerator, and we would catch the catfish just for the fun of it, because they're a necessary aspect of the pond health, you know. And we would catch them when they were biting, and catch 5, 6, 7 of them, and I would put them in that barrel with the water and the aerator running, and we would keep catching fish. When we were done, or they stopped biting, then we'd put them back in the pond. But that was just, whether it works every place, I don't know, but that was one of the interesting ways to be able to catch the fish. We used to feed them too, and once they knew what you...
They love crickets. Bluegill love crickets.
Oh yeah. Well, I like bluegill in the winter. Their flesh, if you're pulling bluegill or crappie, any brim type fish through the ice, and the water's cold, really cold, the flesh has a really nice firm texture, and it just cooks up. And until you've actually had fish, literally, that you've caught ice fishing and took them home and cooked them that night, boy, the panfish just, that's the way to have them. And I like to panfish with the skin on, scaled the old-fashioned way with skin on one side and done that way. But if you're in a hurry, you can fillet them all and put them in a bowl with a little olive oil or butter and toss them buggers in the microwave, and it's a minute and a half, 2 minutes, you got cooked fish. So
yeah, it's sweet. I mean, the bluegill tastes better than bass. I'd rather have bluegill, and I like catfish. So that's the two I like. So
Yep, I'm with you on that. I had a really good muskie once fishing up in Rhinelander, Michigan, and it got foul hooked really bad, so the guy kept it and brought it over as a gift. We were up there for a vacation for a week at a friend's cabin, and they're just like northern, they've got the Y bones, but he was a big one. But we used his recipe and we cooked it on the grill, and maybe it was just the how you get places and you do things and try something different, and it tastes better just because it does. There's just things like that. So it's the best freeze-dried food I ever ate was on a wilderness canoe trip in Canada my junior year in high school. Go figure where that tasted good. Maybe because we were eating crap for days that, but so. Well, did you pull the numbers?
Yeah, it's Eagle Steve won.
Oh, okay, that's right.
Yep, Eagle Steve won.
He's a repeat offender, isn't he?
Oh, he's won before. Yeah, I think so.
I was gonna say. So, well, I've got you for 2 times.
Yeah, well, you think about it, your odds are pretty good because we only had 30 in my stream tonight. 1 out of 30, you're guessing 1 out of 50, so that's pretty good odds to win.
Yeah, and if everybody remembers that Nickel picks 22 all the time, that'll be the new number.
I picked 24 for Mays, 22 for Clark, 44 for Hammer and Hank Aaron. So I usually pick a jersey number. So if you know what I like, I really only like baseball and basketball. So you probably start thinking about great players' numbers, and it falls under 50. You got a pretty good chance of probably figuring out what I'm going to say.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm sure Caitlin's number is coming soon.
I didn't
say that. I didn't say that. What?
She's 22.
Oh, I see. Okay. That's all. I watch her videos. I'm not much of a basketball fan. Technically, when it comes to my sports, I ran track and was a gymnast. I worked high bar in high school. And almost by senior...
I think we lost him.
I think so, too.
I picked 5 once because of bench,
Right.
Catcher ever was, so.
Sterling says I need to get somebody else to pick the number. I think we'll have Clear Lake pull it next time if he's here.
Well, I could pick 18. I'm thinking 18 was Al Kaline.
You're getting predictable. I was going to say while we're here, the plane for Alaska that the door blew off in January 5th. And I drove by it Saturday. I worked Saturday, and they're getting it ready to go back in service. And it was at the Boeing hangar Saturday. So just a FYI. So if anybody wants to know, the Max 9s and the Max 8s are being cleared for flight. So the FAA, I haven't heard a whole lot about fake metal, so I'm still waiting on that. So we'll see about that. But you know, sometimes it's just fake news. But the company that reported the fake titanium is a company called Spirit Aerotechnology, and they are in Kansas, and they make the fuselages for Boeing. They are a part of Boeing. And no, I haven't, Tony. I sure haven't. What's going on up there, Tony? So it's kind of interesting to see, you know, these planes get ready to go, and the FAA has cleared them, stuff like that. So, but Boeing's had that plane for a while in their hangar and stuff like that. So I'm trying to keep up with the chat. The chat's been moving pretty fast tonight.
Yeah.
It's like it's been really good.
Yeah. If you don't look instantly down, you miss it. I mean, it goes fast.
Exactly. Jamie Foxx is here, and he's got a pie for Terry. It's Terry's birthday.
I thought you're supposed to get cake.
Well, that's what I thought, but you know, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm waiting for Terry or Barbara to come up on my stream to talk about a subject. Or even Wendy can come up, and we can talk about a subject. If you email me and let me know what you want to talk about, we'll save a slot for y'all to come up and talk. So
yeah, well, she needed to go up for Biden. She should have been the one that debated Trump.
Oh, that would have been nice. I'd love to have her up in my in the chat. You know, so that would have been good. Well, we have Eagle Steve. He sent me an email. He's the winner, and I think it's time for another one of these. And so I enjoyed the actual chat. It was very good, and thank you everybody for coming. And be sure and hit that like and love button and all the shares and everything to help my stream grow. I would definitely appreciate it.
You see what they're saying? Did I get timed out? Now I got in here as soon as I got in the chat.
No, I put the link up there for Nickel to get in, so he didn't get timed out. Seth, you're more welcome to come up. So we'll get on a subject you don't have to worry about something. So, yeah, Hager's here. Thank you for coming, Hager. Be sure and hit that like button.
Clear Lake he made it back. He said the battery crashed. I was afraid.
Okay, all right.
I thought one of them big snap turtles came up and got him and drug him under. I didn't know for sure, but
you're welcome, Eagle Steve. Thank you, Barbara, and thank you everybody that came in tonight and chatted. It was a good chat, and I appreciate it. And we will see y'all next Sunday, and I should have a good. I'm watching the banks, so we need to keep an eye on the banks. So I will say good night. Thank you, everyone, and thank you for coming, and good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night there, Nickel, and thank you for coming.
Thank
you, Beto, Lucky Star, 79, Jamie Foxx, Barbara, good night. Good night, everybody. Tom Larson, Beto. Good night, everybody.